How were black codes different from Jim Crow laws? Imagine living in a time when laws were made to control every part of your life just because of your skin color. That's what happened with black codes and Jim Crow laws. Both aimed to keep black Americans in a lower social position, but they did it in different ways and during different times. Black codes came right after the Civil War during the Reconstruction period. Their main goal was to limit the freedom of newly freed black people. These laws made it hard for black Americans to own property, start businesses, or move freely. They had laws against being unemployed or homeless, which meant black people could be arrested for vagrancy and then forced to work without pay through a system called convict leasing. Black codes also restricted rights like carrying guns or testifying in court against white people. The idea was to keep black Americans tied to a labor system similar to slavery and to stop them from gaining social or economic independence. On the other hand, Jim Crow laws came later, after Reconstruction ended. These laws lasted from the late 1800s to the mid-1900s. Their focus was on separating black and white people in public places. They created rules that said black Americans had to use different facilities like schools, buses, restaurants, and parks. Usually, these facilities for black people were much worse than those for white people. Jim Crow laws also made it harder for black Americans to vote by imposing poll taxes and literacy tests. They even criminalized interracial relationships. Unlike black codes, which mainly targeted economic control, Jim Crow laws aimed to keep black Americans socially and politically separate from white Americans. Black codes set the stage for Jim Crow laws by creating laws that kept black people in a subordinate position. During Reconstruction, many black codes were challenged and overturned, but after Reconstruction, states started reintroducing laws that became Jim Crow. This era saw black Americans fighting back through protests and legal battles, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. Their efforts helped bring about laws that ended segregation and discrimination in the mid-1900s. So, in simple terms, black codes were about controlling black Americans' work and economic freedom right after slavery, while Jim Crow laws focused on separating black and white people socially and politically for many decades afterward. Both systems were designed to keep black Americans from full equality, but they did it in different ways and at different times in history.